Warning, you are about to enter the BGP suite. No thongs, no boy shorts, no thigh highs, no commandos are permissible. BGP, big girl panties only. So pull up to woman up. And no, please don't leave with your panties in a bunch.
Welcome to BGP. Today we are talking about Tiffany Haddish and Ari Fletcher. Recently, an interviewer was talking with Tiffany Haddish about her relationship with Common, and she said, you guys have been together a while. Would you, when are you guys getting married? How would you feel about him proposing? And she made a statement. And I'm paraphrasing, she made a statement like, I would want him to buy me some property as opposed to getting me a ring. And so, today I feel like we need to talk about that. Let's address it. And I would love to hear your
put my pants up.
thoughts. Your big girl panties. So ladies, what do you think about getting property as opposed to a ring? To show how much you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody. Adrianne?
I'm not opposed.
Can you speak up, ma'am?
I am not opposed. I think because I've been down that whole wedding marriage thing before, and I like something. I want to leave with something. If it ends up going bad, I would like to have something from it. And I think I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I really don't. I think it's in this day and age, especially because I've been really studying real estate. My daughter just got a real estate license and we've been talking a lot about it. It's so much money. You can go so far with property these days, and a lot of people don't realize that. A wedding ring is beautiful. Engagement ring is lovely. That's nice. But if I had a choice, I would pick something that's even with a big wedding. Yes, when you're young, you're 20 and you're whatever, you want this big elaborate wedding, and you spend tens of thousands of dollars on this wedding, and then 3 years later, you guys are in divorce court or whatever the case may be. Some may last a little longer, but I think money can be used in so many different ways. Yes, have a nice ceremony, but don't go crazy. There was a time that I felt totally different, but where I sit today, I want to make moves that are going to be beneficial.
Okay. Mona?
So, before I answer, you said I.
Yep, I sure did.
Is marriage a I or is marriage a we?
It is a we. And I think that I could convince my soon-to-be husband of the same thing. First of all, even in the courting process, I'm going to be finding out where his mindset is. Is he wanting to do something where we're going to continue to grow financially, which is important? Mm-hmm. Are we focused on, yes, I love you, you love me, I'm cool with that. But I need to know that we're making moves that's good. We can take vacations from time to time. We can even have a beautiful reception. But I would like to really sit down and spend our money wisely. And I think it's not always spent wisely just because you have a 6-carat ring or whatever the case may be. I don't think it's nothing wrong with what she said.
Okay, I think that there is something absolutely wrong with what she said. I think because first of all, she said, if he was to propose to me. He hasn't even proposed to her. And
that's why she said if.
Okay. I finish my sentence? I think it's very masculine for her to project how she wants the man that is going to propose to her do it. I think she's putting the horse before the carriage. He hasn't even asked her to marry him, and her statement might be a hindrance for her to get married. She said that.
Well, hold on. Before you go to the next step, let me say what I think.
Okay.
Because I haven't.
Go ahead, Ms.
No, I think it's interesting because I spoke on it with a few other people when it first kind of came out, and a lot of the women are divorcees, and so when I asked them their thoughts, like Adrianne, they agreed. They was like, I'm with her. Like, I think it's beneficial to invest in property because the property will always be there. The value will go up. It doesn't decrease. If you guys, should end, you will always have that. You can pass it down. But when a marriage is over, it's over, right? But I also see that other side for those of us who have never been married as scratching our head like, now, why would I say invest in some property with me as opposed to marrying me and investing in our relationship first? Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't I look at it that way? Before we can even go into the property, shouldn't we be going into if we're compatible and fit first? I don't know. That's my thinking, and I'm coming from a single woman who's never been married perspective because I haven't seen that other side. So that was my thought. Like, I think to me that's bold. I think that's crazy. But again, Ms. Haddish, like a lot of the other ladies I've spoken to, is a divorcee. Mm-hmm. She's been married before, so that could play into why she feels that way too. But to me, I think it's weird. I'm just used to us investing in each other first and being compatible and getting that together before we would invest in property. Before, as opposed to, a marriage.
Her history, when I think about her upbringing, how she was brought up, that may have a lot to do with it too.
Yes.
When you come from very humble beginnings and things where there was a struggle, there's a part of you that always in the back of your mind, you don't ever want to be there again. Mm-hmm. You don't ever want to experience that struggle. Mm-hmm. And she probably knows dealing with real estate or any type of, that's a for sure thing. You know what I mean? It's something that you can hold on to later. I don't think, and maybe I'm misinterpreting how she said it. I don't think she meant any harm by it. I think it was just a thing where, if he does want to propose, he doesn't necessarily have to get me a big ring, or we don't have to have this elaborate wedding. Let's get some property. That's the way I interpret it. I think a lot of people looked at it a little bit differently, as we all interpret things different. But that's my say on it. And even the next go round, and I already in my heart of hearts, I feel like I'll never get married again. But if I do, that is definitely so. It's a contract. It's and I'm not making light of the lovey-dovey,
of course,
stuff that goes on with it, and that's a beautiful thing as well. But I think at the end of the day, I want something where we can build. We can build, because I want to give something to my kids. I'm sure he want to give something to his kids, or whatever the case may be.
Okay, so I heard you say when it's over. Mm-hmm. I want something.
Yeah. So
it sounds like a setup to me. And Neisha, being younger than I am also a 61-year-old woman who has never been married. There's a money component to it, but it's also a love component to it, and how we can build together. For me to come into a newly established relationship and say, this is what I want. You're going to have to buy me. Be careful about the words that you use, because it is said that a man is supposed to spend, 2 months' salary on your engagement ring. Okay, his salary might be a few million. And she not only said she wanted a duplex, she wanted a 36-plex. So I looked up how much it would cost to build a duplex. That's the price range between $200,000 and $500,000. And for that 36-plex that she wanted, that's like $5 to $7 million that she's asking for in advance to a man that has not even asked her to marry him. Common is about to be 50 years old.
And it's never married.
And is never married. And like you said, Tiffany Haddish has been married and divorced. Matter of fact, from what I read, she asked for a divorce 2 times. And now back then, because it's been settled, her husband sued her for defamation of character because she said in her book, and he said people can get you in trouble and ruin your livelihood when they over-embellish things for sensationalism and for book sales. She said he was physically abusive and that she lost the baby due to that. And he said she lost the baby because she had an abortion. So she's already divorced, has no children. Common has never been married, has a 24-year-old daughter. At 50, it don't really look like he going down that route. So be careful about your unrealistic expectations. Don't cause you to have your greatest disappointments. If you look at the dynamics between the two of them, neither one of them have even said anything about loving each other. She says it's one of the best relationships that she's had. He's like, she's a queen. She's a beautiful person. I try to listen to her. And even his clapback on what she said about the house, he said she was crazy. So when you buy a person, because she says, if you want to buy me, if you want to buy my last name and have me take your hand in marriage, you need to do this. What if he gets her a duplex or a 36-plex that's he bought for $1 and it has major damage? It's a fixer-upper. Would she be mad about that? He gave her what she wanted.
I don't see what
I don't see she would be mad.
I don't
That's
think
property.
Yeah, exactly.
I think she will be mad
because
because
value could go up.
She's asking him to spend his money. If she got to put X amount of dollars into this to upgrade it and fix it up, I think she would be mad about it. I don't like the fact. Did you have something to say?
I did.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, if they're married, though,
married.
The plan is, though, that's for them to be married.
Her plan is for him to ask her to marry her.
I understand, but I'm saying, even if they do get married, that property still becomes part owner of that property in the state of California, or I don't know. I think almost all states work that way.
No. In Cali, if you get property before marriage and it's
I thought it was
your name,
and
it's in your name, when you guys get married, that is your property. The only way it becomes our property
if we change the deed
is if you change the deed. Both of you start contributing towards that upkeep of that building, then it can become our. But what's yours is yours prior to the marriage.
Okay.
What you get during the marriage, that's where it's ours.
Okay, so then that's where it gets even trickier.
If she makes more money than him and he decides to file for divorce and he wants half of that property.
Well, here's the thing. If that's such a huge deal, do you feel some type of way about a prenuptial agreement?
I don't. I'm cool with it.
Is it any different, really?
Nah, I'm cool with a prenup. I think it's good to protect your assets.
Absolutely.
I've seen on both sides, both men and women lose out big in a marriage because they didn't protect their assets. So, I'm cool with a prenup. Do it.
I think a prenup is acceptable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Small money, medium-sized money.
Right, exactly.
Protect yourself.
So, but this is not looked at that same way, though.
No, because she's asking for it before they even get married. She's asking for it as a proposal. Oh, you want to propose to me? Buy me that duplex over there.
Okay.
So if he buy that duplex, put it in her name before they even get married. And then she's like, okay, we can get married. They get married. And let's say 2 years down the line, they realize irreconcilable differences.
Okay.
That's her property. That's hers.
Right.
That's a big investment.
Yes, ma'am.
What if he gets her the property? They never walk down the aisle. Does he get his property back? Because these heifers don't want to get the ring back if they, don't want to get married.
Exactly.
That's a bad investment for the brother.
Right. And see, that's why I think where you with that kind of money, you come into those legalities where you sit down and you write up something that protects that very thing that you're talking about. So now if they're going into it like what I would find myself, if I found me a dude, we together, we've agreed that this is what we're going to do. We've already set up something. Okay, I just feel like today I'm going to be much smarter than I ever was before. I'm not going to just let love lead me. Yes, I love you. Yes, I think you're the best thing in the world, but I'm going to be smart. And I know that doesn't go over the same way to those who have never been married before. But that marriage shit can get real ugly.
No,
Once the divorce and there's a separation, it can get real ugly.
Yeah, it doesn't go over our heads. A lot of us, like, we're sitting back and we're observing and we taking notes, like, move differently, don't do this, do that. Ask the right questions, protect your assets, protect yourself, you know. But at the same time, I don't know, realistically, I can't see myself fixing my mouth to say, buy me some property if you really and truly invested in wanting to spend the rest of your life with me. That doesn't sound right to me. Now, if after we married and we decide, you know what, we should invest in property. We should do this. I'm cool with that. But prior to it's low key. Honestly, it's low key prostitution. But I don't.
Yeah, buy me.
I don't want to say it.
Yeah, I want to say it. Buy me.
I don't want to say that, but low key it is, because it's like, how much you willing to pay for me?
The ring is the same thing.
No, it's not. It's a symbolic gesture.
It is the symbolic gesture.
It's
but like you said, it has to be two
getting together, because he's gonna get a ring too. So it's not the same thing, Adrianne.
Unless you plan on buying him property too.
So just like Neisha said, we're not lost on the fact that we need money.
True.
We want to be in a certain financial bracket, because the money we have is letting us know how safe we're going to be in this relationship and how stressless we're going to be, or stressful this relationship is going to be, or where we need to improve on our finances collectively so that we don't have the money problems evading the love that we have for one another.
Exactly.
So, we're not saying, oh, you could be a bum and we'll marry you and we don't need, we could live in a tent. We're not saying that. No. But like I said, putting the horse before the carriage.
Right.
Or carrots in this particular situation.
So, wait a minute. I'm trying to get to this article. She actually said that marriage is two businesses coming together. And I can't stand how these modern day women try to refine what marriage means. Marriage is a business, but it's a business where you acquiesce to this man and what his vision is. Mm-hmm. And if you're in agreement with his vision and we're in the direction that he's going into, it's not two businesses getting together. Stop trying to redefine marriage. Stop trying to put it in this little box that you want to be in. So that's, again, very masculine to me, that she's trying to redefine what marriage is. And the man haven't even asked her to marry her or to marry him.
I can agree. I agree to a certain extent, but I don't know if that's a modern thing versus traditional thing. I think it's more of we have to look at it from a different perspective. You have a lot more women in today's time that are making more money than their men. You have a lot more women in today's time that let's use Tiffany. Tiffany ain't broke. But Tiffany is in that low multimillionaire category just as well as Common. So I can see why she's saying in their case, if they got together, that is two businesses coming together, because she does her thing and he does his. So, and I don't see her saying, I'm going to surrender all my finances over to Common, because let's be clear, I'm pretty sure she makes a lot more right now, because she's quote unquote the hot female comedian girl. She makes a lot more right now than, let's say, he does.
No, she doesn't.
So I could see that.
No, she doesn't. Because I looked it up. Her net worth is $4 million. His net worth is $45 million. She does not make more money.
She makes more than $4 million.
Well, according to Google, and Google is
she makes
wrong.
Way more than $4 million. But it says
her net worth is like $4 million. And I'm not really going to put emphasis on that. To say that it's two businesses getting together, man, I tell you, he don't care about your money. You are his wife. You're supposed to help him get to the next level. And if you're in agreement in helping him get to the next level, you yourself get to the next level. She said that it's for their children. They don't even have no freaking children. She was she about 45 or 40?
She's old.
Yeah. Who knows if she gonna have some children? So again, like Neisha said, the horse before the carriage.
True. Right.
It's very, very masculine to me.
I agree with that. But I will say, I know we hear a lot of men say, I don't care about your money. But let me play devil's advocate on this. I've seen situations where men who make less than their wives, when that, they get tired and decide to go for a divorce, that man then says, I want spousal support. Go on and sell that house because I want half of that too. I know someone right now, that is her situation. And she's going through it right now because she made more than her husband. They were married for an extended time. They have, children together. And she was being that good old, loyal, supportive woman. Like, I'm going to build him up. I'm going to get him to that next level. I'm going to help him. And he started cheating. So she had enough. She tried it. It didn't work. Counsel didn't work. So she finally, was like, I'm filing for divorce. And now he's putting her through hell. Like, I want that spousal. Oh, you know what? She's college educated, and I know she makes this, and I know she has that 401k. I want that too. So that money matters, just like that degree matters. It matters for someone who's not at the level that they are when they get together. I'll say that.
And that's why, like we said, it's very important to have a prenup.
Absolutely.
For women. Women are out here acting masculine. They're getting on their knees proposing to me.
Yes.
Oh, we don't do that.
No.
And why don't we do that?
I'm not a man, and I don't want to. I can't piss standing up. I don't want to. I don't beg. I don't chase. I don't, what do you call it? I don't conquer. I don't do none of that when it comes to a man. Like, that's I stay in my position, I stay in my lane, and I allow him to pursue me. I don't pursue him.
People are starting to do stuff way out of order.
I think it's desperation,
way out of
too.
order. That
Could
too.
it be desperation?
It could be desperation, but my thing is, if I get on my knees and ask...
If I get on my knees, I ain't getting back up.
Okay.
We ain't talking about that. If I get on my knees to propose to a man, I'm saying to him that I'm the head. That I'm the lead. That he can do whatever the hell he wants to. And like Neisha said, I'm so desperate. Get on my knee. Would you please marry me? I just want you to be my husband.
It looks really desperate.
That's desperate.
It does.
That's manly.
It does. And I'm seeing it more and more. And it's like people post it and everything. So they have no shame at all. And it just looks ridiculous to me.
Yeah, no.
There is order.
I can't even see it. A man like,
yes, like
I'll get married.
no.
Say yes to the dress.
Yeah. I love love. I love the whole romantic thing of getting to know somebody and you guys falling into love and you decide that you want to get married. All of that is beautiful. I just think we have to be a little bit smarter now. If I had my daughter or anybody for that matter is getting married and they ask my opinion on some stuff, that is one of the things that I would say, not necessarily about the proposal, but and clearly I must be misunderstanding how Tiffany, what her goal was and the way she said that. But
gold digging.
Okay. It could have been.
They was asking her, and so that was her thing. And she goofy, so.
Exactly. You don't know how much of it to take serious.
That was her answer to them. So it's not like she went out there saying, come and marry me, but they asked her and she said that. So I don't know.
I just think in marriage we got to be smart. We got to be smart. It is a contract. It is sometimes the love is lost even after many, many, many years. So we got to be smart about it. And, that's what I would tell anyone is be smart about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that conversation should have been something that she spoke to Common about in private.
Yeah.
Because putting that out in the public puts a lot of pressure on that man to do something that he may not want to do. to do something that he may not think is right. And my question would be, what if he says, F that? Open that box, get on his knees, and say, will you marry me? Is she going to say no?
I doubt it. I think she'll still say yes.
No. Yeah.
I mean, it would be history for Common, considering he don't marry people, but he stay in some long relationships.
Yes, he does.
You know, so, I mean, he might be the Black George Clooney, where he wait till he's about 60 and then be like, okay.
I'm ready.
I'm ready
On
now.
the water.
Yeah. Ready now. I don't know. I think she would say yes if he, you know, had the ring. But I think I would say I think it's a joke, but after seeing that there was quite a few other women who agreed with her and was like, that's actually a good idea. I kind of like it. Yeah. I don't know.
I think when you've been there, it's you look at things a little bit differently. It's you're looking at through a different set of lenses. You're looking at all the you
really do look at it as a business, huh?
You do. Well, I don't want to say just a business. You look at it for everything. You everything is out there on the table. In the beginning, you're looking at it because you love this person, but now I look at it in a much broader. I'm thinking of everything. You know what I mean? It's different.
My thing is, when you say broader, broader is not I want something. Broader, if two people got together and they said they loved each other and for some reason it did not work, what happened to we need to have something? The two of you got together and you created something equally, and for a woman to fix her mouth to say, I want something, I deserve something, what about what he deserves? Can we be adult enough to divide things where both of our lives will turn out better after we got with each other and decided to break up? And I think it's very selfish when you say, I'm going to get something out of this. I don't want to get into a marriage, and maybe that's why I've never been married, where I haven't even to think about the possibility that it's going to end. Not that I'm so delusional that I don't think it could end, but I think your mindset plays a lot into the success of your marriage. Exactly. If you are saying, I want this to work, and he's saying, I want this to work, that it works much better when you're trying to think, well, hell, if it don't work, I want the Benz. If it don't work, I'm going to ask for $50,000. You bring that energy into that marriage, and so that energy might cause your marriage not to work.
Right. One more thing. Okay, my thing is, if you get with a person and they already came, not with too much coming to the table, and you assist them in building something, and building something, and building something, and they end up successful with that something. And then, for whatever reason, you end up going your separate ways. Because during the time you just, oh my God, I love him. I want to see him blow up. I want to push his idea. I want to do this. And then all of a sudden it falls apart. The relationship, not the business. The business done grew all the way up to here. But now you're here, and now you're about to divorce. And he's got all this that you done dumped and poured into and built. And then you end up with absolutely nothing.
So here's my question. Did you pour into him and build him up and help him get here because you wanted something?
No.
So why are we talking about now you're here and he's here? Why can't you be happy that he's here because I helped him here?
Because you would think that in a marriage where it started off all lovey, that because he's up here, that he going to toss you a little something down here since you did help him get there.
I mean, certain situations it does happen. I mean, look at Jeff Bezos. When Jeff, he cheated on his wife for a while, and she finally had enough because that dang news reporter was just, whatever. But when they divorced, it was an amicable divorce. He made sure he kicked her down with billions of dollars in their divorce. He allowed her to keep a certain percentage of the shares. No, he allowed her to keep a certain percentage of the shares into the business. And, he didn't speak bad about him. And she has since remarried to a school teacher. Okay. So she went down instead of going up. But he still left her a multi-billionaire. Right. And she got with him and poured into him when there was no Amazon. right? And he did look out for her, but we know that that's not always the case in relationships when they go bad or when it's, enough, but it happens.
So here's my thing. We can't keep comparing black men to white men.
True that.
We can't keep asking for hundreds and millions and thousands of dollars from black men like white women get from wealthy, successful, rich white men. Mm-hmm. If you help the brother up, don't tear him down and take him back down to this level. Hold on. In a perfect world, like you said, you would hope that they would kick you down something. But that if they don't, keep it pushing. Good luck to you, brother. I'm glad I was an instrument to get you there. And you can do it again with somebody else.
Hell no.
Okay, thank you. See, my thing is be fair.
Yeah,
be fair.
No, we're gonna be fair.
Be fair.
I don't want. So if our relationship ends, I'm not saying I want half or I want all this, and I'm not saying that. But if I poured into you and helped you get to that next position that you are in, through our marriage, I expect you to kick me down. I expect you to make sure that myself and, let's say, kids are involved, that we are good even though we are no longer together. Mm-hmm. If you leave me broke and struggling, like some of these marriages, like some of that happens, that's a problem. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe it's because I'm older, and maybe it's because I've seen certain cases and been privy to certain, stuff or whatnot with people. I'm a proponent of prenuptial agreements. Mm-hmm. I'm a proponent of protecting your assets. I'm a proponent of setting things up and it's not to look at things from a negative perspective, but it's to just in case we don't work out. Here is what I expect to happen if we don't work out, so that I don't end up at the bottom. I don't end up on the streets while you sitting there living your best life, right? Because you're like, thank you, Mona, for helping me get here. I love it up here. Okay. Good luck, Mona.
Okay.
No.
Okay. And I think I've said it before. I would hope that if I married a man and the love was real and the grind was real, we worked hard, we played hard, that he would make sure that I was not homeless. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But here's my thing. I'm not going to beg a man to do nothing that he don't want to do. That's and right. The prize is not going to make me feel good if I had to beg him, threaten him, shoot at him down the street, come up with some accusations he's a deadbeat dad or he physically abused me for him to give me something. That reward is not a reward to me. Mm-hmm. If we are genuine people and you know what I did for you, yeah, kick me down, but I ain't begging you for nothing. Yeah, because I can get materialistic things back.
See, and that's thing.
That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's some women out there that just got a hustle and a grind about them that regardless that they can just say, deuces, peace out, be gone. Right. And I did that. Right. I did that. Now, and I can work myself back up into where I need to be. And that is, some women are like that. But you got some women that'll just fold and they go into this,
Especially if there was a stay at home.
Mm-hmm. So it's or like they took a backseat to their own bossing up so that they can help him boss up. You know what I mean? So it's a whole lot of ways that it can get really, really ugly. And I just think going into it, you have to make sure that you have everything in place to protect yourself. And I know in some cases that kind of takes the lovey feeling away from it, but we just got to be realistic with these relationships. And sometimes they don't always, after many, many, many years, they can fall apart. And you have to be prepared for that. Even if one of the things my daddy used to always tell me, have your own little chunk of change over to the side. That might not even be good advice. You know what I mean? Because, do we have the secret stash?
If you have a secret account, you can try. But if that man finds out about that secret account when you're going to court, it's an issue.
Mm-hmm. Why can't it just be a stash? Why does it have to be secret? Mm-hmm. Why don't, baby, I got an account over here with $10,000 in here for emergencies. Mm-hmm. But I got it because I got it. Yeah. I got it because I go to work. Yes. And I save my money. Why does it have to be a secret stash?
Good point.
Mm-hmm. Because would you like it if he had a secret stash? No. And how many divorces end where these men are trying to hide their assets? And now sometimes the women are getting it too. They trying to hide their assets and they got millions of dollars over here and they claiming $100,000.
Yeah. And you know what? It always seems to be those people who have already had a bad divorce. that are doing that because they know how ugly those situations can get. Yeah. Like in Mary J. Blige's situation, how she was with that dude
who didn't have shit.
Didn't have a
and she should have never married brother.
Sure
she should have never married him.
Sure shouldn't have, because they were just not equally
They were
yoked.
never equally yoked.
Love shacking. Love, and I'm not a okay.
I know you're not a
shacking, but
pull a Oprah.
Yes.
Don't get
baby,
married.
don't get married.
Thank you. Exactly. And
get your money up. I love you. Get your money up. If we getting equal, then yes, but we got to look out for gold digging men too.
Yes.
We got to look out for when we broken, that we open to anybody to be like, girl, you look good, girl. I can help you out, baby. I'm going to make you a star, baby.
Yep.
Wow.
And then boom, I won't have. What?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We got to look out for it on our end too.
True.
Wendy Williams.
Another one. Wow. It happens, y'all. It happens to the rich and the famous and the little people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
5 minutes.
Well, I shoot. Final thoughts?
For me, final thoughts, Tiffany, you acting like a dude. Check yourself. I think him getting you a duplex or a 36 plex, God dog it, I
36 duplex?
36 duplex will be a beautiful gesture after you were married. If he ever decides to marry you, if you didn't mess up him even asking to marry you, we have to be careful about what we ask for. That's my final thought.
I think that now that I understand Tiffany's plight, I think honestly, it's not. I don't know that she was really serious about the way that she posed her question. I'll just say that. I will say, yeah, because she's a comedian.
I love you.
But I will say, at the end of the day, marriage is something that you have to look at. You have to be smart about it. You really do. You have to look at everything. It's good to love somebody. I am one of those people that just love and I want to cater to my man and do all these beautiful things. That's beautiful. But at the end of the day, we got to be smart. We do have to be smart. And we have to have, as they always say, have a plan A and a plan B. We would like it to stay at plan A. And we live happily ever after. But sometimes you have to go to plan B. And in plan B, you have to have your shit together. Have your ducks in a row. Have your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Because some shit falls apart. That's all.
Before your final thought, just let me ask this question. Say that Common said he'll propose to her, but he wants an apartment complex. How would she have felt as a woman? How would women feel if a man said, girl, I put a ring on it, but you got to buy me a duplex, a 36 plex. Mm-hmm. See, we don't never think about the other side. We don't never put ourselves in a man's shoes. How do you think that would go?
I think I would address it like this. Let's do that. Let's purchase some property together.
No. See how you see what she did? She said less. He said He said I want my own duplex and my 36 plex.
Right.
Adrianne,
you gonna get it?
No.
See, final thoughts.
I would say, I take it as a joke, but considering that, I've spoken amongst some divorcees and whatnot, I see how they look at it as a business. So I'm going to broaden my perspective when it comes to looking at marriages and whatnot. Before a proposal, asking for someone to invest in property for you before a marriage sounds a little, that sounds crazy to me. And it low-key does sound like prostitution. And I'm not a prostitute. I prefer a ring over property before getting married. Now, after we get married, we definitely could invest in property together. I would prefer it that way. I think that, like Adrianne said, we definitely want to move smart. Look at things. Look at the whole picture. Don't just look at it from a lens of I just love him, but look at what you have to gain, what you have to lose. Protect your assets. I'm for a prenup. That's for men and women. Like, prenups are your friend. They're really not the enemy, as some people like to say. But before you even get to that property, let them get to that proposal first. And that's it. Please like, share, subscribe to our channel. We thank you for those who have. Please comment your thoughts, and if you feel like there's a topic you would like us to discuss, feel free to reach out to us and let us know, and we will try to cover it. And for now, we will see you next time. BGP, we out.
We out.
Bye.